Okay, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm back. Video number 2 for Friday, March 20th, and it's 11:08 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's get started. I'm going to pick up from where I left off, and we're going to go to video number 2. All right. Now, here I wanted to kind of take a look because look at these headlines and you tell me what you notice. California's Democrat governor praises Trump's response to coronavirus on a cruise ship. Every single thing he said, they followed through on. And CNN's Dana Bash praises Trump's message to Americans. Dana Bash praises President Trump's tone at recent press briefings when addressing coronavirus realities. And here, Cuomo praises Trump's coronavirus response. His team is on it. What happened? Really? What? And then we have this. Joe Scarborough tells viewers to do everything to ensure this president succeeds. What happened to these people? Were they replaced? I'm kidding, of course, but all of a sudden the narrative's changed. All of a sudden, Trump's approval ratings going through the roof. Everyone seems to approve. Well, most people seem to approve of the job that Trump is doing with this. And all of a sudden, all the press, not all the press, but let me tell you, a good portion of them are having positive things to say to him. Now, you wouldn't think when you see some of the press briefings that he does, because people continue to ask stupid questions or questions that they're asking to be nasty. You know that, and Trump is dealing rather harshly with them, and I don't blame him. He's just not putting up with it because this is not the time for that. It's really not. And I think the press are realizing that okay, we better, we better get behind him and support him, because if he goes down, we're all going down. So anyway, I thought that was very interesting. Now, here's something interesting as well. Did Disney's Tangled predict the coronavirus pandemic? Well, there's a lot of things out there that actually did predict it. And we're seeing that. Just like when 9/11 happened, all of a sudden, after that, people were finding things that actually predicted it. And, now there's a massive slew of things that predicted 9/11, because they always tell us what their plans are before they do them. Why? I don't know. But I guess it makes them feel like, well, we told them. I don't know. But did Disney's Tangled predict the coronavirus pandemic? Now, I haven't seen this. And don't intend to, but I do know the story of Rapunzel. The similarity between Rapunzel's plight in Tangled and the coronavirus lockdowns will make your hair stand on end. The 2010 animated Disney flick tells the story of a young princess with magical long blonde hair with healing properties who is abducted by Mother Gothel and confined to an isolated tower in the village of Corona. Social media users have likened Rapunzel's life inside the tower to being under quarantine from the pandemic, according to the UK's Metro. Remember the film Tangled and how she was locked up in a castle? As if the castle was called Corona Castle. Shame we're not living in a fairy tale. I'd rather be locked up in a castle, one user reported. And another wrote, so the movie from Disney Tangled, the girl is not allowed out of the castle. The kingdom is called Corona. Coincidence? I don't think so. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a coincidence? I don't think there are coincidences like that, to tell you the truth. I think that they plan these things. Now, if it was anything other than Disney, you might have some argument there, but Disney, yeah, they meant it. That is definitely. I just personally, I think it's. Let me see. Oh, this is the tower that she lives in. Interesting. It's a lot like the tower that we see in iPet Goat 2. We'll get there soon. So anyway, there you go. I don't know. It could be a coincidence, but it would be an awfully big one. All right, now that's not where I wanted to go. Let's go back here. All right, and yeah, this is interesting. Not really. I mean, it's interesting, but not in a good way. It begins, CDC asks tech giants Twitter, Google, Facebook for location of U.S. citizens. Will track whether Americans are practicing proper social distancing. Now, this is from yesterday, but boy, it's still pertinent. CDC headquarters, Atlanta, Georgia, photo via CDC. This should scare the hell out of every freedom-loving American. The CDC is asking tech giants for access to American cell phone locations. That way, the government can track the location of every American and see whether Americans are properly practicing social distancing. And what are they going to do if you're not? Come and pry you apart? You know, I mean, if you're a married couple, you're probably not practicing social distancing. I'm just saying. Or a couple cohabitating together. This sounds like a futuristic nightmare in real time. The Roanoke Tea Party reported on this. NBC reported the White House and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are asking Facebook, Google, and other tech giants to give them greater access to American smartphone location data in order to help them combat the spread of the coronavirus, according to 4 people at companies involved in the discussions who are not authorized to speak about them publicly. Federal health officials say they could use anonymous, aggregated user data collected by tech companies to map the spread of the virus, a practice known as syndromic surveillance, and prevent further infections. They could also use the data to see whether people were practicing social distancing. Now, I don't believe this for a minute, because you think about it. Do you really think the government is interested in what every last American citizen is doing? What are they going to do? I mean, at any given time, there would be probably millions of people together in certain locations. What are they going to do with that data? Nothing. I'll tell you what this is for, and I bet you any money. We know there are thousands and thousands and thousands of sealed indictments. They want to know where these people are. That's what I think this is about. So while it scares me, because I don't want people to know where I am at all times. I mean, not that I'm doing anything that, you know, I wouldn't care if the world saw. I really don't. It's not that I, you know, it's the principle. But I bet you, because you can't convince me that the government is sitting there tracking 330 million Americans and going, oh, look at it. Oh, get those apart. Get them apart. Come on. Doesn't even make any sense at all. None. Like, to a logical mind, it's ludicrous. So, yeah, that's what I bet is happening here. I bet any money. They're saying, oh, yeah, it's the virus. It's the virus. We need to know where people are because of the virus. Yeah. No, that's not why it is. Can guarantee you. All right. Let's come back. Here we are. I don't want that channel. It's still not up. My videos sit there and they just, like, it says they're uploaded, but they sit there processing forever. And it's very, very discouraging, to say the least. All right, Florida Keys closing to non-residents starting Sunday. Probably not a bad idea, because most of the people that go down to the Keys are not from there. So I think that that's probably a good idea for now. Florida Keys closing to non-residents. The Keys, which are linked by a single highway to the state, will be closed to non-residents starting March 22nd. The unprecedented move will be probably they're saying will be a first, because I don't think that they've ever, kept citizens out unless there's a hurricane coming. All right. Now, breaking, NFL head coach tests positive for CV. Not good. And down here, we got lots of little nuggets in here. Minnesota. Oh, I could tell when it gets late, I get so silly. Minnesota, Pakistani doctor in U.S. on H-1B visa, arrested for attempting to join ISIS, was employed as a research coordinator for a medical clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, expressed his desire to conduct lone wolf terrorist attacks in the U.S. Well, isn't that lovely? Yeah, Pakistani doctor from Minnesota. Yeah. Aren't they supposed to be saving lives instead of planning on ways to take them? I'm just saying. Breaking, governor says 56% of Californians will be infected with COVID-19, asks Trump to send hospital ship immediately. Interesting. That's a big number. How many people? I think, isn't there 14 million people in California? No. There has to be more than that. I don't know. I don't know. If anyone knows the population of California, put it in the comments below. It must be 14. I don't know. I was thinking 14 million, but I thought that's probably just one city. So I don't know. Anyway, it's late, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. It's not that late. It's only 11:19. Now, this is interesting. What do you see right here? Let me make this nice and big for you so you can see. Even you people on your tiny phones. I'm always thinking about you tiny phone people. All right. Well, here's Ellen looking very haggard. Not well. I don't know, but if I had a show and was as popular as Ellen, I would not want to be appearing in I wouldn't care if I was in a sweatshirt or something, but I definitely wouldn't want to, she could put on a little mascara or something. Come on, a little something, something. Anyway, she's looking very haggard. And notice, is that an ankle monitor? Why, yes, I think it is. It sure looks like one. Nobody I know has a square in their pants. I mean, what else could that be? So I think there's a lot to say about the theory that they are a lot of these celebrities. They're being monitored. They're at home right now, probably until whatever time that they're brought to trial. I don't know, but that's definitely an ankle monitor. Definitely. And her videos are just plain weird. I wish I could see what her necklace was. I really do, but I can't. It's a gold necklace, but and it has some sort of symbol on it, but I don't know what it is. All right. Well, let's come down and continue here. Exclusive, Democrat Senator Feinstein dumps $6 million in biotech stock before company chairman and co-founder quarantined with coronavirus. Yeah, and this person, King Bronco Vegas, says term limits now. Oh, I agree. All right. Just making sure my microphone was on there because, boy, I'd hate to get all the way through this and find that it had no sound. All right, so let's look at this. Yeah, this is not going to happen, I can assure you. Amy Klobuchar demands vote by mail, calls it time-tested, reliable. Yeah, isn't that how they cheated the last time? Oh, yeah, they'd find these great big boxes. Oh, we didn't count these ballots. Oh, look, they're all Democrat. Yeah, right. Yeah. Uh, yeah, you're not going to get away with that, Amy Klobuchar, because I think we're all on to you Democrats. We know how you do business. So Amy Klobuchar is the latest high-profile political figure to push vote by mail in the wake of the Chinese coronavirus pandemic, writing in an op-ed on Thursday that come November, we must bring the ballot box to voters. The former presidential candidate detailed her call for a vote by mail option for November's general election in an op-ed for the Washington Post on Thursday. So you can just imagine the things that she's saying, and we know what that's all about. Absolutely. So, and here we go. And Secretary Katie Hobbs, over the past several weeks, election officials throughout Arizona have worked under extraordinary conditions to put on a fair, free, and safe presidential preference election. Today, I'm asking Arizona legislators to authorize all mail elections for August and November. Well, if they have all mail-in elections for the presidential election, well, we know that Trump won't win because they'll just make up millions of ballots. That's what they do. They're good at it. Or they'll find dead people to vote. They're good at that too. And we wholeheartedly agree with Secretary Hobbs, and we already have a bill by Senator Bowie that would do just that. Let's work with whoever that is, to send it straight to the floor and fast track this important legislation. Read the bill here. Failed Trump challenger Hillary Clinton took it a step further, proposing that Congress make voting by mail the norm going forward. Well, sure, they want it to be the norm going forward because it's so easy to make up fraudulent votes. Oh, these people are too much. And you know what the thing that makes me laugh? They don't even know how transparent they are. They don't. They think they're pulling the wool over people's eyes. That's the funny thing. Like, can you imagine being that deluded that you actually think that people are falling for it when you are so transparent? Especially Hillary Clinton. My gosh, that woman. Go away, please. I don't care if you go away angry, just go away. Congress needs to act to make voting by mail the norm going forward, with the specifics outlined by election expert Mark Elias below to make it accessible for all. 4 pillars to safeguarding voting rights with vote by mail. Postage free or prepaid. Ballots postmarked by election day must count. Signature matching laws reform to protect voters. Right. Community organizations can help collect and deliver votes, sealed ballots, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's the safest way to vote, isn't it, Hillary? It's the safest way to ensure that your cronies are in office so you continue to do the things that you do so well. Vote by mail, while practiced in some states, arouses skepticism and fears associated with fraud. Gee, I wonder why. So 5 states have postponed their primary elections. Those include Georgia, Louisiana, Kentucky, Maryland, and Ohio. And I think Ohio was just shut down today as well. So my sympathy to you Ohioans. What are you called? Ohio? Put it in the comments below, because I don't know. What do they call people from Ohio besides people from Ohio? La 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 la. Okay. I'm getting silly. I am getting too silly for words. All right. And let's look at this. Breaking. Argentina orders mandatory self-quarantine until March 31st, according to the president. And Steve Lookner. This is serious. 1,255 out of 7,102 cases in New York are hospitalized. 18%, says Governor Cuomo. So, for every 5 people that get the virus, basically 1 ends up in the hospital. Well, okay, that's not so bad until you've got zillions of cases out there. Well, not zillions, but hundreds of thousands, that overruns our hospitals, and that's where the problem will be. Excuse me. Now, Senator Kevin Cramer, negotiated by POTUS and House Democrats, this bill gives immediate vital relief for American workers and small businesses who are suffering, unsure of what the future holds. It also provides flexibility for the administration to direct assistance where it is most needed. So, Senate Republicans passed the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. Here's what it includes. Free coronavirus testing, paid sick leave, family leave for caregivers. So if you have to leave your job because somebody in your family gets this virus, you'll be able to leave your job, still be paid, and be able to care for your loved one. Food assistance for the needy, enhanced unemployment insurance, and increased Medicaid funding for states. So that is good news for so many people. Now, I wanted to show you this. How desperate do you have to be, CNN, to dig up Sean Penn? CNN, Facebook, Global Town Hall, Sean Penn on what needs to be done in a crisis. Oh, what a coincidence. This morning I was lying in bed and I was thinking, gosh, if I only knew what Sean Penn thought. Boy, I hope somehow I can find out what Sean Penn's advice is about this whole thing. I mean, really, I was lying in bed. I was so worried. And then CNN, who's on there? Sean Penn. Oh, I was so worried I wouldn't hear from him. Gee, like, don't put a doctor on there, or maybe, someone that might actually have something to say. He's an actor. He doesn't know about the coronavirus. I'm just saying. CNN, they get more and more ridiculous every day. All right. Oh, yes. And this, actually, we've already taken a look at how they want to track all the people. And this says it's important. So, you know what? I'm guessing it's important. So let's take a look. Now, this is actually a long video. It's 5 minutes, but it's critical. It's very, very important, or I would not subject you to this. So let's take a look here. Now, warning contains disturbing scenes of critically ill people being treated for COVID-19. I want to show you, in case there are any of you that are saying, it's just the flu. It's nothing but the flu. Yeah, well, let's take a look at this, okay? And if you are really sensitive, I would suggest not watching. All right.
They're fighting a war here and they're losing. The sheer numbers of people succumbing to the coronavirus is overwhelming every hospital in northern Italy. The staff are working flat out trying to keep these people from deteriorating further. They're trying to stop them from dying. This isn't an intensive care unit, it's an emergency ward. The ICU is full. People have only just arrived here, and they are in terrible shape. This is an absolute constant. This killer pandemic is virtually out of control. The patients are literally gasping for air. Plastic bubbles the staff struggle to communicate through attempt to equalize the air pressure in the lungs. Nobody expected this. Nobody thought they'd be treating so many so quickly. And it's not like flu. It is chronic pneumonia, and it is killing hundreds each day.
There are now 15 patients.
The doctors say they've seen nothing like it before and are warning other countries, especially the United Kingdom, that they will see it as well.
People who keep describing this as like flu, it's worse than that, no?
No, it's totally another thing. I think it's most pneumonia than flu. Mm-hmm. Because most people get pneumonia. And as I said before, it's a very severe pneumonia. And so it's a massive strength for every health system, because we see every day 50 to 60 patients who come to our emergency department with pneumonia, and most of them are so severe they need very high FiO2 of oxygen. And so we have to reorganize our emergency room and our hospital in 3 levels of intensity, as you saw.
This is the main hospital in Bergamo, in Lombardy province. It's one of the most advanced hospitals in Europe.
One of the most advanced hospitals in Europe.
Of all the hospitals in Italy. The town is the centre of the epidemic here. This isn't a ward, this is a waiting room. Wherever you go, people are on gurneys, in corridors, in meeting rooms, they're everywhere. All the medical staff urge other nations to see what's happening and lock their nations down right now or face this.
What I would suggest is just shut down to stop all the outbreak and not come in this kind of situation that is very, very difficult to manage.
Can I ask you personally what it's been like?
I never felt so stressed in my life. I'm an intensivist and I'm quite used to, intense moment and choices, and people are critical and will die without any, treatment, and you make the difference. But when you arrive at this point, you realize that you are not enough, and maybe we are 100 anesthetists here. We are doing our best, but maybe it's not enough.
We are performing the test for the nasal swab to detect coronavirus.
The problem facing health services across the world is that when the infection curve goes up, it rockets. And all the resources, all the testing, all the supplies are used up instantly. Multiple hospitals all at once. What's staggering is that Italy is doing a lot of testing. Thousands upon thousands are being tested. So far, about 4,000, the numbers keep changing, have actually completely recovered. The crucial point is that about the same number are dying. They're sort of neck and neck. And it seems you either live and recover, or you die. Something nobody expected. Bergamo wanted us to see this to show what a catastrophic emergency nobody has experienced before looks like. Here they're calling it the apocalypse, and this is what it looks like. And their message to us is simple: get ready. Stuart Ramsey, Sky News, Bergamo, Italy.
Now, anyone that can watch that and say it's the flu, and I'm hearing from people that's what they're describing in the hospitals in the United States, that people are dying. In fact, I was told that people are literally crying out for God, saying, Jesus, help me, God, help me, not being able to breathe. Now, I'm not trying to be, peddling fear porn at all. I just want us to be realistic. And this is why it's important to follow what we've been told to do. Stay home as much as you can. Avoid the grocery stores, unless you absolutely have to. And, keep your distance from other people. Like I take a Lysol wipe and I wipe down the doors before I walk through a door. I wipe it down. I'm not taking any chances, because as you can see, the people that are getting this, it's not pleasant. And you either live or you die. And even, let's just say, and I know people are saying, yeah, but for some people it's not so severe. Really? Even some people where it was not as severe still have permanent lung damage. Permanent. Their lung capacity is greatly decreased. Even young people. So it's important that we follow. I know this is It seems like this is overkill. It really does. But when you look at Italy and France and Spain and some of these countries, it makes all the difference. Because if we just let this go into the communities unchecked, our hospitals would be overrun almost instantaneously because everybody would be getting sick at the same time. And that is why they're trying to flatten the curve. So it is important, and I want to get that across to people because there's still people here saying it's just the flu. No, it's not. It's not. All right. Now, and I only say that because I care about you guys. I'd like you to stick around, really. So do what they're saying to do. We know that there's other things going on behind this, but the virus is very real and it's very deadly. No, it's not going to kill everyone, but you don't want to be the one that it does kill. So, yeah, I'm not willing to gamble because honestly, that's Russian roulette. That is like playing Russian roulette. Well, is it going to kill me or not? Well, I don't know. Let me see. Not wise. Okay. Steve Lookner, 2,950 new cases in New York State overnight, including 1,939 new cases in New York City. Now, from my understanding, that has just about doubled overnight, hasn't it? I believe it has. So it's not good. It's not good. And if you live in New York, really, really stay alert, take precautions, because you don't want to be in a situation where there's so many ill and then you get it. You have to go to the hospital, no beds, then they're forced to make the decision. Well, who do we give the respirators to and who do we let die? That's an awful decision for anyone to have to make, but those are the decisions that will have to be made. All right, and this poll, 55% of Americans approve of Donald Trump's management. That's awesome. He's done well. I don't know how. I don't know how he keeps up with all this, and the stress of all this must be enormous. Enormous. But yet, he's doing it. And something I want to point out here, this picture, I'm not sure, it came from Breitbart. I don't think Breitbart took the picture. He probably grabbed it from somewhere. They probably grabbed it from somewhere. But I watched this whole briefing here, this one, that took place in the FEMA national headquarters, and Trump was not orange. They do that on purpose, and his hair was not that color either. So they did this. Whoever did this on purpose. They make him appear orange. Yes, they do. Because I was watching on TV live. He wasn't orange like that. So I think they do that just like he looks like a Cheeto, really here. And I'm not making fun of him because that's not how he looked. I'm making fun of whoever did this. You're not very good at Photoshop. Just saying. All right. Let's go on. Okay, all people in Illinois have been ordered to stay home to stop the coronavirus from spreading. I fully recognize I am choosing between saving people's lives and saving people's livelihoods. Governor J.B. Pritzker has said, but ultimately you can't have a livelihood if you don't have a life, and that's true. So I know this is hard. It's hard, but if you can look at what's happening in Italy, you know why Trump is taking these measures. And if he didn't, you know what would happen? Everybody, like when the virus spread, everybody would say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? He's doing what he has to do to keep Americans safe. It's a horrible decision he has to make. Do you wreck the economy to save lives? Or do you just let it go and deal with all the death and whatever, which is going to affect the economy anyway, because there wouldn't be workers to go back to work. So anyway, let's look at this. Breaking, Italy reports 5,986 new cases of coronavirus and 627 new deaths, raising total to 47,021 cases and 4,032 dead. And Italy's not a large nation. I'm not sure what the population of Italy is, but it's not a large nation. All right. Seasonal flu kills an average of 460 people per year in Italy. So 460 people die every year from the flu in Italy, where coronavirus killed 627 people today. It's not the flu. It's not. It's much, much more contagious. Well, here it is. Coronavirus global death toll tops 10,000 now. That is grossly understated, because we know that they're digging graves in Iran. We can see them from space. And also China, horribly underreported. So coronavirus, the death toll tops 10,000. It took 3 months for the first 100,000 cases. Took 3 months to get to 100,000, but only 12 days to get to the next 100,000. So that means that in 6 days, it's going to be another 100,000. And then three days, another 100,000. And then 1.5 days. See what I'm saying? It just keeps going up until you interrupt the cycle by staying home and quarantining yourself. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But I don't want the virus either. So coronavirus twice as fatal in males. So men get it twice as much as females get it. And as you can see in a lot of the hospital scenes, it's mostly men. That's sad. We don't want to lose men any more than we want to lose women. But it's obviously targeting men more than women. And I think someone said it had to do with the number of ACE2 receptors in your lungs. I don't know, that men have more than women. I could be wrong, but if anyone in the medical field wants to correct me, please do so. All right, 9% of working Americans, 14 million, maybe that's where I got the 14 million from, I don't know. 9% of working Americans, 14 million, so far have been laid off as a result of coronavirus. 1 in 4 workers have had their hours reduced, 2% have been fired, 20% have postponed a business trip. Shockwaves just now beginning to ripple through once roaring U.S. economy. Yes, it definitely is. And seasonal flu from October 2019 to 19th of January 2020, 240 deaths from 2,768,000 lab confirmed cases. So 2 million, well, almost 3 million people in Italy had the flu from, let me see, October. Well, that's a very short period of time. October, November, December, that's only 4 months. 4 months. You've got almost 3 million people with the flu, but only 240 deaths. Now, as far as COVID-19, you've got 3,405 deaths from 41,035 lab-confirmed cases. Case fatality rate of lab-confirmed cases, 8.3. COVID-19 has nearly 1,000 times more deadly, is 1,000 times more deadly than seasonal flu for Italy based on these numbers. Just the flu, bro, not the flu. And let's look at this. World update as of March 20th, from 0 to 125,000 cases took 14 weeks. From 125 to 250,000 cases only took 9 days. So you can see how this is going. France reports 1,617 new cases of CV and 78 new deaths, raising total to 12,612 cases and 450 dead. So, yeah, It's not good. Now I wanted to show you this. I found this and I'd never heard this before. I thought this was so nice, but this person, Repaired, says, no, yeah, Repaired, says, do you remember when Rudy Giuliani walked a bride down the aisle because her family was gone after 9/11? I'll never forget America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani. That is absolutely heartwarming, and I didn't know that. So, and last item, I wanted to show you one of my Twitter. I don't know why, but I got a kick out of it, not because of what I wrote, but more so because of what people sent back and how they responded to my note. I said, I'm willing to trade a half-eaten bologna sandwich, 3 hair ties, and a can of Lysol for a roll of toilet paper. Anyone? All right, I will throw in a catnip chew toy, which may or may not still have catnip in it. Great for cats with no sense of smell. Hashtag TPGate. Yeah, some of the replies I got were absolutely hysterical. But you know, we can't lose our humor in this time. Really, we can't. Because as long as we are still alive, we have to live, right? I know our style is a little bit cramped. I want to go out and do things. I want to go to the mall and just walk around and not even buy anything, just walk around. But can't. So it is what it is, and there's no sense in being all depressed about being at home and whatever, because you know what? It is what it is. We can't change it, so we might as well make the best of it. Keep your sense of humor. All right, well, that's it for tonight, and thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it. Now, tomorrow, I'm hoping to have 2 videos. I'm hoping to get the first installment of iPet Goat 2, very in-depth analysis of it, and hopefully I'll find some other very interesting things. I'm trying to avoid all of the, CD stuff, but it's almost impossible to avoid, and I think it's important that we all stay informed about this. So, but I will try to. It's just that there's not much other news out there. It's all CV. So I'll do my best, though. All right. So I will see you in the next video, and thank you guys. You guys stay safe. Keep your social distancing. Keep social distancing yourself from others, and wash your hands. Get some sanitizer. Just be cautious, people. I don't want any of you to experience this virus at all, and I really don't. You're good people. So good night, guys. Stay safe. And keep seeking truth. I'll see you tomorrow.